Very excited for this next speaker. First time I've met VinceEverettEllison in person, but Vince is bold. Vince ain't scared, and Vince helped me crystallize one of the thoughts I had in my mind. He said it so perfectly about we've lost, in America, the culture has lost where our rights come from. Yeah. We've been convinced it's the government. And Vince explained it so eloquently and perfectly, and it's like, it nearly knocked me out of my chair. And so I don't want to ruin it. Vince, come on up here, join the preach off, but be quick, but don't hurry. Best dressed guy at the event.
Good to see you, brother. Jason Whitlock, everybody! My people! My people! Let's get this thing started. My friends, it is an honor to be here, to see all of your beautiful faces, to see these beautiful people here. It is just an honor. God is good. I grew up not very far from here, a small town called Brownsville, Tennessee. Y'all know where Brownsville is, right? Right between Jackson and Memphis, about 120 miles south. My father was a sharecropper, real sharecropper. Plowed a mule, worked every day hard. But he aspired. He believed in America, and he wanted to have something better for his family. And Dad got involved in the insurance business and pulled us all out of poverty. And we lived the upper middle class life, and I thought that we had overcome. I said, finally, we shall overcome. We had overcome. And after college, we started a gospel singing group called the Ellison family, went around the country singing good gospel music. My father just wanted to thank God for how good he'd been to him and had been to his family. And after college, I started working in a prison in South Carolina. It was called the Kirkland Correctional Institution. And that's where I found that we had not overcome. I've been living in a bubble. And this was in the 90s during the Clinton-Biden crime bill, when they were locking up black men all over the country, man, just locking them up. Give you an example, in South Carolina, we had 3 prisons when I first started. In 1995, in the beginning of the 90s, they had 3. By the end of the 90s, they had over 30 prisons in that state. So I asked the black intelligentsia, I said, hey, what's going on here? Why are they locking up all these black men? I thought this was over with. And of course, I got the same old refrain from them. Evil, rich, white Republicans hated black people, wanted to lock them all up. And I was very naive. I said, oh, really? Well, I'm gonna do something about this. So I resigned my post. I'd worked there 5 years, decided to go into the ghettos and start a nonprofit to help. And I wanted to stop locking these black men up. I wanted to start helping them stay out of jail. And when I got down there, saw something pretty interesting. I saw no evil, rich, white Republicans anywhere. You see a unicorn or a leprechaun before you saw one. But guess what I did see? I saw a bunch of black Democrats making a lot of money off of the chaos. Most black preachers, most black politicians, most black civil rights workers. Not all of them, most. And I called this group the Iron Triangle. And I wrote my first book about it. Book Authority gave this book number 61 of one of the best political books ever written because I took the lid off of it all. These people were conduits between rich white liberals in the Democratic Party and poor black people, and their job was to keep them poor, ignorant, and under the control. By hook or by crook, street money, bribing, intimidation, you name it, they did it. So in writing the Iron Triangle, I had to go on a journey. And it was an intense journey, like a 10-year journey. I had to go through the Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown and Eric Garner. And it was during this time when Kaepernick and all these guys were kneeling. And I was trying to wonder why they were so upset about America. I was born on the cotton plantation. These guys were supermen. I mean, people loved them, making touchdowns, millionaires. Why are they upset? So I went to the Lorraine Motel during my journey where Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated. And in the museum, they had the I Have a Dream speech looping over and over again. And I was sitting there watching the speech. King could rock this speech, right? Very good speech. And I was enjoying it. And I heard Martin Luther King say something in that speech. I'd heard this speech 1,000 times, just like you have. The great writer Thomas Wolfe said, you can see a thing 1,000 times before you see it once. And this is one of those Thomas Wolfe moments. And I heard Martin Luther King say something in that speech I heard 1,000 times, but this time I heard it differently, and I said, that's the poison pill. I heard him say, 100 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, the Negro is still not free. I said, that is a lie. I was born free. My freedom is a gift from God. According to John Locke, my gift is an unalienable right. An unalienable right is a right that's irrevocable, non-transferable, and unsellable. You don't ask government for that freedom. You defy government to come try to take it from you. So I hear this, and I said, that's the poison pill. And ever since then, black folks been walking around marching and sweating and crying, asking government to give them something that they already have, asking permission to be free. There are people in this country right now that are so embedded into that lie that if you tell them that they are free, they'll want to argue with you about it. Hey man, you free. No, I'm not. I said, dude, don't you know that you just admitted you're a slave? Here's the definitive statement. Men that think that they are free and men that think they're slaves are both correct. Your freedom is something you have to accept. And that's why I always say that slavery is a choice, just like freedom is a choice. The things that you choose. Book of Galatians 5:1 said, for freedom Christ set us free. Do not submit yourself to the yoke of freedom. Do not submit to the yoke of slavery, Do not submit yourself to the yoke of slavery. You choose it. You choose your freedom. You choose your slavery. And I've chosen to be a free man. Now, our freedom, as we walk around here in America, and we have men who want to call themselves men. They want to walk up to other men and ask permission. 5 times in that speech, Martin Luther King Jr. said that we were not free. And at the end of that speech, he said that on someday we'll be free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty we're free at last. Still saying that we're not free. He said, when will we be satisfied? He said, we will never be satisfied, not until righteousness rolls down like water and justice like a mighty stream. That's the Pharisee way of saying never. Never being satisfied. When Jesus Christ said, my peace I leave with you, letting another man determine your peace, not me, never me. So when they come to you, as they will, and they try to make you feel some type of way about their feelings in America, how they, you're responsible for my position in America. You're responsible for me not having a job. You're responsible for me being poor. You're responsible. I want you to tell them this. You say, I am a free man, and you're a free man. If you want a good job, I help you find one. If you want a good preacher, I help you find one. If you can't read or write, I'll help you get a good education. But I will not live in condemnation for you. If this is not good enough for you, if you try to come hurt me or mine or anything around me, I got 2 things that'll get you off of me. That is Jesus and my 38. Come try me. Your freedom is a gift from God. You don't ask another man for you to fire him to come try to take it from you. Walk around begging you for my freedom. Come take it. Come take it. So when you watch them try to deflect what they've done to somebody else, oh, they're good at that. They're good at that. They'll say, oh, it wasn't me, it was the Republicans. It wasn't me, it was the white man. It wasn't me, it was the black man. It wasn't me. No. You said, no, it was you. It was you. You're the one that's passing laws making it legal for demented men to go into the bathroom with my wife and my daughter. What kind of man would vote for a person that would even suggest that they pass such a law? You're the one that's passing laws that allow drag queens to go into schools and shake their hands in my children's faces. You're the one. You're the one that's voting for abortion until the 9th month. Now they got perinatal abortion where they want to abort children even after they're born. Kill them, murderers. You're the one that's wanting God out of the public square. Where our schools say, God is not welcomed here. It's you. It's not them. It's you that are putting children into prostitution. It's you that want to educate these children. It's you that's trapped them in failing school. It's you. And I'm tired of you. Look them in the eye. Not scared of you. Talk about white supremacy, white privilege. Yeah, it is a privilege to be white, but it's also a privilege to be black. It's a privilege to be Asian. It's a privilege to be Jewish. It's a privilege to be an American. You talk about systemic racism. If it is systemic racism, you're the racist because you run all the systems. Huh? Am I lying? John F. Kennedy said, if you want to see how communism is, he stood in front of the Berlin Wall. For those who think that communism is so great and so nice, let them come to Berlin. Well, if you think that liberalism is right and okay, let them go to Chicago. Let them go to Detroit. Let them go to Memphis. Let them go to LA. Let them go to Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, everywhere they rule. A bunch of perverts, liars, psychopaths, and anti-Christian bigots. It's time for us to stand as men, unapologetic. Christian men, Muslim men, Jewish men, all men of the book, all American, saying we draw the line here. It stops here. My tolerance is over. So I fought these people my entire adult life. I fought them in the prisons. I fought them on the streets. I fought them in the halls of power. I will fight them till hell freezes over. And when hell freezes over, I'll fight them on ice. Thank you.